program. It is time now for the Mixed Grill with Sarrah Le Marquand, Shane Jacobson and Sylvia Jeffries. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
And girls. Nice to see you. The Prime Minister says Australia is ready to take more refugees from Syria. Australia will not increase the overall numbers of refugees it lets in, just extra refugees from Syria. Sarah, are we doing enough there?
No, I think we should increase the overall intake. I think it's great. I mean, how can you not respond to the heartbreaking images that we've seen in the last week and think that we have to do more for people fleeing Syria? But I don't think it should come at the cost of other displaced people from other regions around the world. And I personally am of the view, and lots of people will disagree, that we are a generous nation and we should do more. We are working towards an increased intake, but we've also reduced it.
Yeah.
So I think we should be looking at a minimum of 20,000 a year. 20,000.
The PM says that we're already punching above our weight per capita in terms of the world.
There's a lot of dispute over these figures. In fact, the UNHCR says that Australia is actually 49th in the world in terms of our overall intake. So I think you see both of the major parties actually play a little bit of cooking the books on this, and I don't think it should be reduced to that. I think everyone should play this with a very straight bat. And most parties, and you really can't get a body that knows more than the UNHCR on this issue, and they say we're 49th in the world. And I think that Australia should be much, much, much higher up that list.
Okay, I think after seeing what happened last week, most Australians may have even changed their mind on the intake coming from overseas. Shane, what do you think? Have you changed?
It's that per capita thing's interesting. I mean, I hope people overseas don't see the great film that I want Australians to see, Last Cab Ride to Darwin, that shows how much land we've got. Really, look out the window of that car travelling. So, but the thing, as a parent of 4 children, and obviously this is a conversation around tables that I'm sitting at, that as a parent, I think it would be so different if we swapped ourselves into their shoes and we were the ones that had children that were in these circumstances, and then I, as a parent of a Syrian child and a part of a Syrian family, or any displaced family, met an Australian and you stood there with your kids who are a chance of dying, a very good chance of dying, let's not beat around the bush, and then said, why can't we come? And then handed it over to an Australian and go, we just got too many coming at the moment. I mean, really, that's that thing of, you've got to walk in a man's shoes. But they're not walking a mile in shoes, they're walking far.
I think everyone's saying that if we can take more... you should certainly do the background checks and go through those procedures and protocols if you can check out their background, because there is a fear that whoever comes out might have links to various other organisations. Whatever you need to do it. But let's take some more, even if it's a smaller number.
The problem is it should have been done a long time ago. And we're talking about this humanitarian crisis reaching a crisis point now. It reached a crisis point a long time ago. There is thousands upon thousands of Syrians living in these horrible camps, refugee camps now for years. And now that this has landed in the backyard of their European neighbours, Austria, Hungary, Germany, it's an immediate problem for Europe. But it is an immediate problem for the entire world, and we as a global citizen have a responsibility to help alleviate that issue.
Yeah, I think so. Now to a dad in the US who's padlocked everything in his daughter's wardrobe and all her possessions, leaving her with the bare essentials to start the school year after she racked up a $500 phone bill. Be warned, kids, the 13-year-old has to do chores to earn back her luxuries one at a time. Shane, as the father of 4, do you like this kind of discipline?
Well, what a fascinating conversation to have straight after the one we've just had. They've taken away her leisure items. Oh, my God, how abhorrent. I mean, this poor thing, how will she survive? I'm glad we're linking these stories together because I think it really gives us a little bit of a point to focus on. Look, it is perspective. She'll be fine. I mean, she's 13, right? I think it's, I imagine it's good. I think there was a clothing thing. Is this the one where he gave her Walmart clothing to go to school in?
That he selected.
Could imagine.
He selected the clothes.
Okay, well, that is torture. If I was to select my daughter's clothes, that would come under the leisure of torture. But, I think having just discussed what we've discussed in Syria, I mean, really, let's have a little serious think about what we're discussing here. It's not torture. I actually think it's interesting. My dad was raised in a tent until he was 21. So he had all that taken taken away from him just because that's the way the world works. And if I think about the fact that we're now in peacetime here in Australia, but the world's not. So if that's as bad as it's going to get for her, she's still got a darn good life. Build a little bridge, Get over it.
Yeah.
SJ?
Oh, I'm all for it. As someone who wore hand-me-downs up until the day I got a job when I was 14, 9 months at McDonald's, I can understand the character-building qualities in an exercise like this.
You wore McDonald's hand-me-downs?
I wore hand-me-down. Well, I did wear because I wore part of my sister's uniform too.
Yeah.
We all worked at McDonald's. See, we're very frugal in the Jeffreys household.
Yeah, and French fry cups like Madonna used to wear a bra.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know,
Cutting
whatever
edge
sells,
fashion.
right?
Exactly.
That's just weird, mate. Sarah, what do you
But
think?
you know what I took away from this story was, sure, a few people would quibble that a dad's got a right to discipline his daughter when she racks up a $500 plus phone bill. But I'm curious as to how these figures conveniently got out in the media.
Yeah, I agree.
Why the dad's popping up on every American
Looking for
TV
attention.
station. I'm really tired of this parents trying to become superstars
Yeah, I
through
agree.
discipline and
Agree.
uploading it on social.
Agree.
Was I okay to mention I had 4 kids? Is that bad?
That's fine.
Just stop right there.
All right. LOL, LOL,
Lol.
ROFL, Roffle.
Rolling on the floor
Rolf.
laughing.
Just wait, Sylvia. You young people.
the only one I
KPC, P999, R2D2C3. Nah. Anyone with teenagers will have heard these codes, but most likely will have no idea what they actually mean. So the government is launching a social media dictionary. The government is launching a social media dictionary because they're so hip. Sylvia, you know what they are, right? PAL or PAL?
See, I have no idea what that is,
Nah.
but LOL I know, laughing out loud, ruffle, things like that.
PAL,
But, you know,
parents are listening.
but
There
yeah,
you go.
see, these are important. I had a look through this list. I've never heard of any of them, and I'm quite sure that most parents wouldn't have heard of them. Things like ASL, age, sex, location. You know,
so is
are you over 18? Are you -18? Things like that. So it's all important stuff that parents need to know, and I think, you know, this will probably be super useful, Sarah.
Yeah, I think
Super useful.
I think it's a...
That's what I think.
exactly. I'm
So
sure
will
that's
be.
in there
She
too.
thinks it'll be
super
SU.
useful.
Yeah.
I love
SU.
the KPC, Keep Parents Clueless.
Yeah.
There's no explanation needed for that. Like Sylvia, I did not recognise one single item
Yeah.
on
No.
this list. Talk about feeling 80
Yeah.
in 1 second. But I think the fact that the British government, as you say, Carl, has assembled this guide pretty much means all of these terms are going to become obsolete.
Yeah.
Because if I remember anything from being young,
They'll just
I
keep
remember
moving,
running around in primary school saying, you know, way to go was the cool phrase of the time. And the first time I ever heard my mother say it, I was like, well,
Now that's gone.
That's over now.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
never said again.
What's wrong with Watch Your 20?
Yeah.
Because with me, there was no computers. It was my call sign. My tag was the Red Baron.
What?
I was the Red Baron on a 2-way. And it was just like, watch your 20.
Breaker.
That meant, where are you? Breaker. Just trying to get in on a conversation. I reckon we go back to that.
The
back to
red
Yeah.
Baron.
breaker,
Why?
lol.
I don't know what was it.
Flying low. Red Baron.
That's all I
Red Baron,
had.
breaker.
Red Baron.
Great stuff, and look, I think that will all be super useful.
Super useful.